Hi guys, Kevin Go for Lax. Today we're reviewing the Throne Rift. Now, I originally wasn't going to include this in my carbon fiber review series, but a couple people made some valid arguments as to why. Plus, I knew that I could use it for a week or two and talk to Joe and Chris at LaxCon, so that sold it. Here we are. Carbon fiber. It's more of a carbon fiber hybrid. 1/3 of the head is carbon fiber, 2/3 is metal. Now, the thinking behind that was all carbon fibers are going to put their kick point or their flex point somewhere in here on an offensive shaft. The the Throne guys figured that if they could make the bottom 2/3 of this rigid, this top third would snap or release the ball quicker. And honestly, it's true. I really liked shooting with this thing so far. The ball snaps out of your stick surprisingly quick, so much so that my first few shots, I shot higher than I normally would just because of how quickly it came out. Let's go over the review over the two components. So down here you have the metal component, which again is 2/3 of the shaft. There are two different styles, the speed and the power. This is the power. The power is just a little bit heavier. To the carbon fiber, right here is the lower flex one. They also have a higher flex one. I don't like a lot of flex in this, so I went with this. They're connected by a insert and a screw and locking bolt. Now, the screw face is very minimal and the locking bolt is there. So you either use the tool they supply or whatever you have in your garage. I put the tape around here just so I wouldn't feel that. Not that I was worried about anything else on that. And again, I didn't even notice it. Primarily, they recommend this for field use. I tested this, much like most of the composites, in indoor and over a few games and some pickup. It's held up remarkably well. I really thought that I would do some damage to this. Now, there's a small few dents, dings throughout the shaft, but I mean, that's common. No shaft is going to look pristine. So, it held up. Also with the 6-month warranty, you don't really need to worry about it if you break the shaft, which is also the length of the warranty. Being able to talk to them was one of the reasons why I reviewed it. Like I said, it held up. Now, with the bottom control part, you notice that it's an ergonomic fitting butt end. It's a little different than your normal round one or tape rings. I really like this. Now, another factor into this is, if you notice, there is a screw into that. What it also comes with is 2 sets of 5-gram weights, or they're really washers. So what you can do is offset the ball and the head and the cant like this. So as the shafts have gotten lighter, it's kind of bringing it back a little bit on the level. How do I know what ones to use? Primarily, if you're a youth player, 15 and under, leave it as you bought it. Don't put the screw in. Don't put any of the weights in. If you carry primarily with both hands on the stick, only use the screw. If you mix between both hands and one-handed, like for example me, you use one of the washers or weights. And if you carry primarily one-handed, you use them both. I didn't think it would make that much of an impact, but I played with it and without it, and you notice it's a noticeable difference. So I kind of like that aspect. It's not a game changer, but it goes into how much they thought through the process of this. Now, another key thing that if you guys were at LaxCon, you noticed they are starting to sell different color control kits. So that's the insert and the butt end, as well as the shaft color. So you can really customize the color of your shaft or the change of your shaft and even mix it up rather cheaply. Now, the cost of the shaft's $150, so you're on the highest of the high end on the pay scale. Would I recommend it for everyone? No. Your step down, outside shot, shooters, dodging middies, I think it's a fun shaft. Again, it's expensive, so you have to weigh the cost on that. But even with a 6-month warranty, you don't really need to worry about it breaking. They're pretty quick to fix anything if they do break. Defensive MIDI, I would not recommend it, just for the fact that this area here, the abuse of you giving checks, not necessarily taking them, I think over time would deteriorate the shaft. But your call. So coming up, my next review will be probably about 2 weeks. You guys will see in the next week or so which shaft I'm using and reviewing. In the meantime, if you have any questions, concerns, hit me up.